This episode of WDW Today is being sponsored by MEI and MouseFan Travel. And if you're looking to plan your trip to Walt Disney World, that's right, there's no giggling when you're talking about MEI and MouseFan Travel because they can help you plan your next trip to Walt Disney World. Why do all the boring stuff you've done 1,000 times? Book the room, book your reservations for your dining. Who needs that aggravation? Let someone else call and make 8,000 reservations for you. And that way, you can enjoy the little things in life. You could plan the things you've never done before and listen to the podcast and enjoy your time before your trip. So that way, you get all this stuff done for you. You've got people to do that. So why not give them a try at www.mousefantravel.com.
Yoo-hoo.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Wednesday, November 11th, 2009, and this is episode 641 of WDW Today. I'm Matt Hochberg, StudioCentral.com. Joining me on today's show is Mike Scopa, a senior feature writer and blogger for alleears.net. Welcome, Mike.
I knew you'd call on me first. Sir, the ship is in absolutely no condition to go into battle. I thought we'd begin by cleaning up Hooter's bunk.
Captain EO.
Captain EO.
Wow.
Give yourself a bail.
Wow.
That's right. That was impressive. Also joining us on today's show is Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. How are you, Mike?
Well, it is my birthday today, so I was allowed to get one right.
Happy birthday.
Happy 27.
Thank you. 28.
28.
Oops. Off a year.
And also joining us on today's show is the fabulous Annette Owens, the manager of customer relations and group services for MEI and MouseFan Travel. Welcome, Annette.
Yoo-hoo. Hey, thanks. Yoo-hoo.
It's Wednesday. We're answering your listener questions, and we're going to start with a question from Yvonne Mulfinger, Princess C75 at WDWToday.com. It's from Finksburg, Maryland. He writes, Matt, Mike, and Len, and any other fabulous guests.
Ooh.
I called in on our last live show with a question about how to get ADRs for 30 people for an upcoming trip in April. Well, success. I've actually been working with MEI and MouseFan Travel, Vicky in Maryland, and she totally hooked us up with all our first choices. I wish I had asked for Elcelia just to see. Most ADRs are in a single reservation, but some are broken down into two. That's, of course, ADRs, advanced dining reservations. So we have one sit-down meal each day for 7 people for 7 days for 27 people. Add an extra one here and there, and my hubby and I get to escape. I just wanted to give you guys an update and a big thank you to Vicky at MEI and MouseFan Travel for all her efforts. I highly recommend working with MEI to take the stress off any trip, especially large groups, even if you're a planner like myself. Love the show. Looking forward to meeting you all in December. Thank you for the update, Yvonne. And
Cool.
One thing, people don't have an opinion about travel agents in general, but I really think if you're dealing with large groups, it just makes your life so much easier.
Oh my goodness. Doing the dining for larger groups, depending on which location you're going to, can require many, many calls with a manager back and forth, not just calling the dining line. So it can be very...
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about your family, family of 4 or 5, whatever, that's your own opinion as to whether or not you want to use that service. But for large groups, I think what Yvonne just mentioned is, the proof is in the pudding. Next email is from Alex from Miami, who writes, Matt, Mike, Len, and the fabulous Annette. This year, my family and I will be running our first Walt Disney World half marathon. I just wanted to know if WDW Today, Mouse World Radio, All Ears, or any other of the show's affiliates would be holding any race weekend meetups. I'd love to hang out with you all before I pull a Len and pass out on the side of the road. And before you answer that, Scopa, Dave from Fox Lake, Illinois, also wants to know, writes, my wife Holly is a member of Deb Will's Team All Ears 2010. I'm not going to say.
Holly Allen.
God. They have a new one, Newell?
I didn't even know.
There was the old Boom Boom Pow thing.
I think that's still in effect, no?
Anyway.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, he writes, and we'll be participating in the Goofy Challenge as well as the 5K Fun Run. Wow, you just want to torture yourself, I see. I'll be participating in the 5K event as well, but I'm not sure where the fun part comes in. With Mike and Len both running race weekend, will there be any WDW Today meets planned? If so, any information available? So, Mike, listeners want to know, are you guys doing anything for the marathon weekend?
Well, there may be specific All Ears team meets that will be holding. I think that there may be a general congratulatory thank God it's over meet that will be held. Usually it's held at the Tomorrowland Terrace on Saturday afternoon. Usually every every half marathon weekend, there are always people there. So I would say look for a group of people to be around the Tomorrowland Terrace sometime between 3 and 5 o'clock on that Saturday afternoon.
Okay, and of course, probably you guys, I imagine, might be tweeting something about anything that'll be going on.
Yeah, we'll be doing something, and we may have who knows, we may have a WW Today podcast between now and then to talk about that.
There you go. All right. Well, of course, Mike Scopa is Mike Scopa on Twitter. Len is Len Testa. Next email is from, and of course, don't forget the WDW Today Twitter, which is WDW Today podcast. Next email is from Steve McIntyre. Who writes, in regard to the episode about the picnic at Animal Kingdom, what's up with that show? On every other show, you mentioned the price for every tiny detail, yet on the picnic show, you never once said how much it costs. I might have thought it was an oversight, but several times you guys deliberately tiptoed around it, saying things like it's comparable to counter service and it's just $3 more than. Why the big secret? I didn't know we didn't mention the price. I thought we did.
I don't remember it because it wasn't interesting.
You were sleeping.
I didn't know. I thought we were trying to compare it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we didn't say a price.
Yeah, no, the picnic in the park. I mean, it varies by price because it varies by person rather because it depends on which tier you choose. I thought it actually did. It was based on everything I've heard and certainly the prices. I mean, for a meal for 2 people, for instance, 2 sandwiches, 1 side, 2 desserts, 2 bottles of water for $17.99 plus tax. I don't think it's terrible for Disney World. So I thought really, quite honestly, I mean, the prices aren't terrible for it. It's a unique thing. So I really thought it was. I didn't have a problem with this. Maybe that's why I also didn't mention per se the prices. But thank you, Steve. Next email is from James from Indianapolis, Indiana. Right, say, guys, love the show and how each of you combine your specific areas of Disney expertise to cover a multitude of topics. I wanted to know if there was a movie that you think that should be more prominently featured in the parks, or maybe a movie that should have a ride or attraction made after it that already doesn't have one. Keep up the good work, rather.
Oh, I got one, Matt.
Yes, Mike.
When I first saw Aladdin, one of the things I thought of was that there could be a great attraction for the Cave of Wonders.
Well, no, it really is.
Roller coaster ride, Yeah,
I mean, aside from the many carpets of Aladdin, which is just Dumbo Part 2, I mean, am I missing any? I don't think there are any.
They had a prototype of a simulator ride where you actually flew around on the carpet. That was over, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Where clubs
called Disney. Yeah.
Where Club Cool is now.
Yeah.
That was called Disney Vision. My daughter rode on the prototype. That was when they were doing that, and that ended up being in Disney Quest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot Disney Quest has that. But I think the movie I think we'll all agree that's totally underrepresented in the parks is Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
I like that movie. I do.
There's nothing wrong with that
What do you mean,
movie.
oh God? That's a good
What
movie.
ride?
He's being a dope.
Bedknobs and Broomsticks. I don't know.
That's a great movie. It's a classic.
So. Seriously, any serious? Aladdin is good, although it does have technically a ride and a half. I mean, you can certainly make a case for any of the Pixar movies. But I'm trying to think of some of the older ones that maybe have been overlooked. It's funny because there are some movies that don't, and of course you have Song of the South, which has an entire attraction based around it. You can't even buy the movie even if you wanted to.
I'd like to see an attraction based on a television program. I would love to see an attraction on Zorro, but how many people remember Zorro?
Yeah, Antonio Banderas. So.
No.
I know. The old TV.
Antonio Banderas. Give me a break.
I remember that Zorro, but
I can't think of any. Newell, does one come to mind to you? Is there a movie, a Disney movie that you think has been overlooked?
Tron.
what?
I think there could have been something from Tron that would have been spectacular.
Well, I think one thing though, certainly in the recent past, with the new Fantasyland stuff, a lot of stuff is getting some much needed attention. I mean, Mermaid's going to get that ride. I love the idea of the Gaston restaurant in Fantasyland that they're going to be adding over there. So certainly a lot of good changes coming for the recent Disney films like Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid.
Recent?
Well, not like Snow White. You know what I mean? Not like movies that came out 50 years ago.
Mermaid was 20.
That's true. I guess maybe it's not that old.
To plan,
Yeah. Next email is from Lisa from Washington. who writes, thanks for the great show. I've been listening since 2007, or as I like to think of it, 2 trips to the land and 2 trips to the world since then. Here's my question. I went to a convention in Anaheim with several other teachers from my school during our recent, or not, depending on when you get to this, spring break. We spent a day and a couple evenings in the parks while we were there. Now, I realize that not everyone reads the unofficial guide, cover to cover every year like I do, or surfs the web for Disney info, and even when there isn't a trip plan, so I don't expect everyone to know all the little details that I do. But one of the gals I was with kept spouting misinformation at every turn. From fast passes can only be used in a return window to calling Maleficent the evil queen and saying that Disney is wrong and they changed Sleeping Beauty's dress from blue to pink for merchandising so she couldn't compete with Cinderella. We all know it's really pink and the fairies kept changing it back and forth, right? Anyway, the point is this gal can't be argued with, so it was easier just to let her talk and correct her about 1 in every 5 times when I just couldn't let it go. So I'm wondering how all of you guys handle this sort of thing, or do people just defer to your infinite with Disney wisdom so it's not a problem?
We usually just say, Len.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard it a lot of times. Usually it's a little bit of misinformation, a little bit of just not the entire truth, but not having all the facts, you know what I mean? I don't want to be also, I don't like being the know-it-all. I don't like being that guy who's like, excuse me, you know, like kind of like the Star Trek nerd to Disney World, you know, like like pointing out every nuance that they missed. I mean, I think in your case, Lisa, I think you're right in that, you know, you point out the big stuff and, you know, if they mention like the fast pass thing, I just want to let that go. It doesn't really bother me. I'm not the defender of all things Disney, and I have to feel like I have to be like that. What do you guys think, Scopa? I mean, if you're in a group, Mike, and you go to like Thanksgiving's coming up, and your family mentions some of these kinds of things, would you, correct them? Would you let it go?
It depends upon if someone is giving someone advice and about a trip, about what to do, and it's wrong. I just can't let it go. I need to correct them. I need to say, well, wait a minute, this is the way it is. And for the most part, if I'm in certain groups, people know that they can talk to me about stuff. I think that it depends upon what it is. I think if it involves vacation planning at all or attractions, I think I'm gonna have to say something. But if it deals with Cinderella's dress or Sleeping Beauty's dress, I don't really care.
Okay. What about you, Annette, Miss Travel Agent?
Yeah, I don't like to stir a lot of trouble. So a lot of times you pick your battles. You do that we do that with everything. You pick your battles, the important stuff. When they say, right. You have somebody that says, oh, parent swap. It works this way. Well, no, that's not how it works. Yeah. This is how it works. It's the big things in the planning that will make a change and a difference in how they are able to go through and tour.
Well, a little inside info here. A little inside. Len likes to call the buy 4 get 3 free the buy 4 get 7, and I know that drives you up a wall on that.
It really does, because it really makes it sound like you're getting like a 12-night stay.
We all know what he means, but yeah, I understand.
And isn't it funny you call that out? Yeah, because it does. It drives me insane. It's like we're not getting 7 for free.
Next email is from Pete Ches of Georgia. He writes, my brother Matt and I were able to get our parents, Rhett and Belle, to come along with us on a trip this August during the free dining promo. Of course, he means 2010 because we would never miss a date.
No.
When looking at all the table service restaurants, we decided not to go with any 2-credit locations. But now we're starting to think twice about it. So, with the free dining in place, could you rank the top 3 2-credit restaurants that you would recommend, and the bottom 3 2-credit restaurants you would avoid? Top 3, I think you got to go for, it's got to be expensive, certainly. My guess, my top 3 would be Brown Derby at Hollywood Studios, Citric Rose at the Grand Floridian, Yachtsman.
I think Glenn would probably take exception to Yachtsman, but I got to agree with you on Yachtsman, Matt. The other 2, I guess Brown Derby would be there, and oh my God,
it's tough.
Chico?
I was going to say Chico.
Isn't Chico 1 credit?
I don't know.
Where's all?
Do we have a vacation planner that could tell us that?
I thought it was 2. I
think it's 2.
They go back and forth on that one, but yeah, I think it's 2.
Okay, I could be wrong.
I was going to say Chico as well.
Okay.
If not, man, you're really getting a really great deal if it's one.
Yeah.
No, I mean Chico's great, and I would definitely take that one also. I mean, the bottom three, if it's Len, it's going to be Yachtsman. I'm trying to think what other.
With me, one would be California Grill. I just don't like California Grill anyway, so California Grill would be one. There's another one. I think we'll all agree on this one. Artist Point.
Yeah.
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 And a third one. Coral Reef is just one now, Annette? Or is it two?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're off the hook.
So what you're thinking, I'm just going to have to agree with you. And one thing I tell clients all the time, we tell them all the time, look at the menus. Go to All Ears and look at the menu. Because people talk about, you got to eat at California Grill. They're thinking location and not food.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's important. You got to be able to look and see what you're going to be ordering, because that's a big deal also. You got to be able to you got to make sure that you're going to find something you like on there, and it's not going to be the cheapo option on the meal. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Thanks for the flatbread.
Yeah, exactly. Don't pick like the chicken or the Caesar salad. You're just not getting your money's worth out of it. That definitely makes it
I was going to say Tutu Italia, but I don't even know if they're on the plan. Are they?
Oh, the other one I want to add as bad one is Cinderella's Royal Table.
Oh, yeah. Cinderella.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's rough right there. Next email is from Rich, who writes, my daughter, 17, likes the parks but not the rides. She loves to tan by the pool. So I was wondering if there's anywhere in the parks that she could lay out and get a tan. Maybe Tom Sawyer's Island? Lay out? No, I don't think you can lay out on Tom Sawyer's Island. Where would you go if you wanted to catch some sun?
In a park?
In a park. I mean, you could try like I'm thinking like at the studios on Hollywood Boulevard. You could sit at one of those benches on Hollywood Boulevard or even Sunset Boulevard, and you catch the sun on the right thing. I mean, you'll roast right there real nicely.
Well, in front of the castle, they've got some benches around there, depending on the time of day.
Yeah, there's not a lot of foliage over there. You're right about that.
I was going to say in Epcot at, I believe it's called World Showcase Plaza, there's a lot of sun there, but I don't know if there are benches there. That's where I would go.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, just find an empty spot and lay down.
But I don't think exactly. I'm trying to think if there's any spots you can actually lie down, and that I can't think of in the parks.
No.
Next email is from Aaron from Columbus, Ohio, who writes, hi guys and Annette. I'm headed to the Disney World at the end of April 2010 for a 10-day solo trip. Hopefully that will give you enough time to get to my email. I assumed I would stay at Port Orleans Riverside or French Quarter, my favorite resorts, until I read a blog entry on touringplans.com. The article was about a stay at Port Orleans French Quarter and its comparison to a value resort. Essentially, the point was the amenities at the Monterey don't compensate for the monetary savings of value resort. So just for kicks, I ran the numbers and realized that just looking at rack rates, I would save about $600 by staying at Scopa Towers, chosen because it gets the best reviews of all the values. Obviously, this is significant. As I will be solo, room size certainly doesn't bother me. And looking at the food court menu, as a vegetarian, it appears I will have more options at Pop. However, here are my issues and why I hesitate to stay at the resort. First, and if I'm honest, the most important for me, the theming. I know this is a personal opinion, but the theme and atmosphere at Pop just don't seem as laid back and relaxing as Port Orleans. I don't spend a lot of time at the resort, but view it as an escape from the craziness of the parks. Second, the buses. I don't rent a car, and I'm okay with waiting for Disney transportation, but while this can happen with any resort, it seems there are more accounts of nightmarishly long waits for the buses at park closing for values. And lastly, the location. I don't go back to the room during the day, but when traveling solo, I end up at Downtown Disney at night for shopping and dinner, and I like the proximity of Port Orleans to Downtown Disney. I may be wrong, but it looks like Pop is much further away. So given my issues, should I try out Pop Century? Please convince me it's worth it. I'd love to save the money. All right, Scopa, you're on the clock.
It's worth it.
Okay, well,
there you go.
Next email. What about her points there, Mike? Theme, transportation, and proximity. What do you say to those?
Well, I think that as far as if she's never been there, I think that the theme is. I think the first time you go to Pop, I think you're really impressed with the at the classic years. Anyways, the check-in area, the little I forget what they call those. What they call those little where they have all the display of all the paraphernalia from the 60s and the 50s and everything.
Right.
That's pretty cool. I think that proximity to Epcot, Animal Kingdom, The studios for sure. I think that's good. The only issue would be, and Len would agree with this, would be the Magic Kingdom. It's far away.
Yeah.
I think that the amenities are, for the price, I think the amenities are fine. Food court is very, very good. It's the best value food court as far as I'm concerned, and it could be one of the best. Food courts if you compare it to Port Orleans or the Caribbean. The Coronado has the same thing. Maybe with Coronado, food court, not sit down restaurant. So
Yeah.
I think it has a lot of things going for her. She's solo, so she doesn't need a large room, and she's saving money.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, she's
It is.
saving a lot of money.
$600 is a lot of money.
Yeah. So
I mean, I would for that money difference, I would totally do it. There are times like, looking forward to a reunion. The prices are so low for both resorts. So in that case, I mean, I don't mind. I think it's worth it because the price is so low. But I mean, $600 difference, that's a lot of money.
yeah, it is.
And I would
That's another trip,
Yeah. Oh, I would rather spend the money. I mean, think about it this way. I mean, you could spend, all the money on all the restaurants you want to eat at, and you'll still come out ahead.
Exactly.
So I would definitely go for it. Try it out. I mean, it's Disney World. It's not going to be. I really don't think it's going to be an issue. And as to the theme, I mean, just one other thing I wanted to add. I know Newell. I remember when you and I first started staying at All-Star, especially All-Star Sports. I know that you and I really didn't care for the theme at all. I mean, it didn't like wow, we got to go check it out for the theme.
Yeah, that's not why we went.
Right. I mean, it was good. Obviously, it's a Valley Resorts. It was a good price, and they recently refurbed the rooms, and certainly we were able to get the theme. You get over it very quickly. Is my point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't stay at a hotel just for theme. I mean, if it's some people, money's more important than theme.
Yeah, I just don't think it's for $600. I would deal with the theme. Let's put it that way.
Like Annette says, that's another trip.
It could be another trip. And it's always a very cool thing to go try something new that you haven't tried before. To go try,
Right.
Go try something.
Good. Next email is good for Annette over here. It's from Angie Betcher, who writes, "My family visited Walt Disney World in October 2008, and we are hooked on Disney. We have another trip planned for this summer, and one of the dates is my son's birthday. The current promotion that they have is the free ticket on your birthday, but since we purchased the Magic Your Way package," don't giggle at that, Annette. Magic Your Way package.
He doesn't want pink hair.
But since we purchased the Magic Your Way package that already includes tickets, the reservation has told us that we can get a gift card with the value of the ticket to spend in Disney stores or get a family fast pass for the day. No question, I would rather get the family fast pass, but I was told by another reservationist that this may be hard to get. Do you have any experience with this? Any suggestions on the best way to make sure we can get the family fast pass on his birthday? It is a Saturday. Thanks for your advice.
I was told when I was doing my options that would be the case when I called in and I was asking the questions. But when I went up to guest services and they gave me my options, we didn't even get there till 6:00
Right.
at night, and wide open. Here, have your fast passes. So, I guess if there's a run on a whole bunch of people coming in with your birthday, that might be the problem. But I haven't had anybody say that they weren't given that option.
Yeah, I think there's got to be like a theoretical limit in terms of there's a hard, a hard limit in terms of the amount they give out per day. So technically, they can't promise everyone could get a free fast pass because it would totally screw up the system. If 10,000 people showed up on their birthday, but
the great thing was they wanted to know how many people were in the party too. So it's not just a family of 4. They want to know how many. Now they're not going to give you for the family of 20.
Right.
But, if you happen to be a family of 6, the person in front of me got it for a family of 6. So.
Got it. Next email is from Seabase Alpha 111 of Rockville, Connecticut.
Hoorah! Hoorah!
I recently listened to your review of Disney Quest. While I've never visited, I've always been a bit curious about it. Based on your comments of how dated things are, though, I think I'll probably skip it. But that got me thinking about what Disney could do with that piece of real estate, or perhaps some other real estate in downtown Disney. On a recent trip to Boston, I visited Tomb, an interactive funhouse experience. Groups of 4 to 20 people are guided through an Indiana Jones-type adventure that takes about 45 minutes to complete. You have to solve puzzles like find a hidden door or push stones in correct sequence as you navigate through a dark tomb with flashlights. Your guide pitches in when necessary, and there are other sensory experiences to keep everyone in character in the spirit of the story. It's tremendously fun, family-friendly, and not too expensive. Seems like a natural fit for Disney to build a similar experience and plus it even more as only Disney can. Mike Scopa, you live near Boston. Have you ever visited the tomb? It's right down the street from Fenway Park. Go Sox.
Oh, really? Wow. I'll have to. I'm looking it up right now. Yeah. When is the? I'm afraid to ask. What was the date of this email, Matt?
May.
Recent.
May.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, but I think that getting back to Disney Quest, I think that it's one of those things where I think that everybody should try it at least once. Those of us who have been there, we've seen it and things haven't changed. But if you've never been, it's worth a try. I think that there are some interesting things in there that people may not have ever seen, and I think it'll be worth it.
Yeah, people in 1996.
Yeah.
I don't like Disney Quest at all, but I like the idea for the Tombs thing. It sounds interesting, and it sounds like a cool idea. So, yeah, all for it. Well, I think it's time for our last question of the day. Right, Noel?
Can be.
Can be. Okay. I like your attitude, Mike.
Why not?
And that means I'm going to give Mike 3 questions to choose from. One will be answered today. The other 2 get sent to be answered later. So are you ready, Mike?
Let's go.
All right.
But see, I think since it's his birthday, he should have to answer the question no matter what.
I got cake waiting. Come on.
Well, you know, Mike, the cake is a lie.
What?
Nothing?
What does that mean?
Huh?
Oh, that's never mind. You wouldn't get it then. Somewhere, Glenn Sonota is rolling over.
It's a grill and a cooler?
Exactly. Always funny. All right, Mike, here are your 3 options.
Yeah.
I loves Matt Hochberg.
Loves.
Okay. Stupid Judy, Stupid Energy.
Okay.
Or Awesome Fun Times.
I'm interested in the Stupid Judy, Stupid Energy because I don't loves Matt Hochberg as much.
Very good.
Sorry.
Last email. Trust me, it's fine with me. Last email of the day is from Kevin from Bayton, North Carolina. Did I say that right, Annette?
I'm not sure.
Okay, she capitalized B-A-Y. Bayton. Anyway. Hey, guys, and Annette, love your show. In a recent listener question show, at least recently as I was writing this, a listener asked about inside jokes, and you referred him to the wiki. One of the questions posed was about the Stupid Judy, Stupid Energy phrase. The wiki references this, but I don't think it tells the whole story. I understand the Judy part, but doesn't the Stupid Energy phrase reference a line from the Universe of Energy show exclaimed by Ellen when she keeps missing the Jeopardy questions about energy? Keep up the good work.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding.
Well, you got the line right. That's right. It's from the attraction. The reason why it's there is because we had to form a company for legal reasons for the podcast, and we called it Stupid Judy Media. And we got to give credit to Newell for coming up with the ingenious name.
Or blame.
That's right. So the reason why we put it on the Stupid Judy, Stupid Energy tag at the end is kind of a reference to the company name, right, Mike?
Right. It's like a production, credit almost.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure you've seen on TV shows, there'll be a company and then you hear some, at the end, like in The Simpsons, there's a woman who shushes.
Right.
Same Mike.
That's some bad hat, Harry.
Exactly. Exactly. Which is from Jaws.
What's from Jaws?
That's some bad hat, Harry.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, that's a line in Jaws.
Well, too bad we can't change it to the cooler comment now.
If we form the company now, it would definitely be Grueler.
Grueler Productions.
Oh man, we should totally just pay them money to form another company. Just
and then Stacy would sue us. I mean, come on, it would get really bad.
Very good. Well, that's it for us today. Don't forget that this episode of WDW Today has been sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. And if you're planning a trip to Walt Disney World and you want to have some help planning your trip, look no further than MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. They'll help you plan that trip, make it so easy for you. Check them out at www.mousefantravel.com. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the WDW Today website at wdwtoday.com. For our Lentas of Mike Scope and Mike Newell and the fabulous Annette Owens, I'm Matt Hochberg. We'll see you on the next show.
Stupid Judy, Stupid Energy.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.